Now, let's move on to section 2, which is mindset, the what. Types of genius. When you think of geniuses, who are the first people that come to mind? Chances are that people like Einstein, Hawking, Tesla, these are the types of people that immediately come to your mind. In the book, Jim goes over some different types of genius. So, experts differ on the number, but it is generally believed that genius expresses itself in 4 different manners. Dynamo. Humans with dynamo genius have amazing creativity and ideas. An example of such person would be William Shakespeare. Blaze genius. An extraordinary ability to connect and socialize with people. An example would be someone like Oprah. Tempo genius. An ability to see the big picture and stay on course towards a grand vision without deviating or losing interest in the cause. An example would be someone like Nelson Mandela. And lastly, we have steel genius. Humans who are great at the details. An example of someone with steel genius would be Sergey Brin of Google. The main concept here is that genius extends beyond academics. So don't limit yourself by negative self-talk like, I'm just not intelligent, I always got bad grades at college, so therefore I mustn't even be in the realm of genius. You can be a mixture of different geniuses. So have a think about what your genius is and let it free. Overcoming limiting beliefs. Before we go over the steps that he advises to overcome limiting beliefs, I think it's important to understand why positive thinking and overcoming these limiting beliefs is so important. This isn't all just pie in the sky, kumbaya, spiritual kind of stuff. You know, it's been scientifically proven that positive thinking reduces stress. So reduced stress means lower cortisol levels in the body, which can lead to increased lifespan, lower rates of depression, greater resistance to the common cold, better immunity, better psychological and physical well-being. It can improve your cardiovascular health and reduce the risk of things like heart attacks and cardiovascular diseases. And in general, it just helps you to better cope with the hardships and stresses of life. Now, if we come back to the example of the elephant from earlier that we spoke about, its limiting belief was that it was stuck forever, chained to the small stake in the ground. So step 1 is to name that limiting belief. Let's give it a name. In that case, it might be something like stuck at the stake. For you, it may be something like, I'm not an entertaining person, I'm unintelligent, or I'm not a good companion to be around. Maybe you had a socially awkward situation when you were a child or when you were growing up, and ever since then, you've had this negative self-talk. So try to get to the original source of that limiting belief. And when you do this, it allows you to realize that these aren't facts about you. They are merely opinions, and there's a great chance that those opinions are wrong. If you find yourself saying something to yourself like, man, I always screw up this sort of thing, or I'm just not a good companion to be around, try to counteract that with something like, just because I haven't always been good at this in the past doesn't mean that I can't be great at this now and in the future. So that is step 1. Make sure you get to the source of it and identify it. Give it a name. Step 2, get to the facts. The stake is small in size. I'm a strong, fully grown elephant. What is to stop me from ripping that stake right out of the ground? Are you really unable to break free from the stake? Are you really the least entertaining person in the room? And where is your evidence to support that claim? How many times have you actually been in situations where you were an unentertaining or poor companion? And you need to be careful because small situations can happen in your past. And if you keep telling yourself something long enough, then you start to believe your own opinions. Step 3, creating a new belief. First, it is important to try and combat that negative self-talk, which is your inner critic. So try to give it a name. a persona different to yourself. You can call it Bilbo or Gollum or anything you like. But you want to make it seem like a cartoon and like a B grade movie. And whenever that inner critic, starts giving you opinions, you want to just roll your eyes and say, not today, Gollum, not today, Bilbo. And you just want to mock that character, that persona for its dedication to bringing you negativity. A good thing to try is to replace your inner dialogue with I am statements. So something like, I am a good companion. Remember the time I did such and such? I may not be entertaining and a good companion 100% of the time, but in many situations I have been, including this time and that time. In the last section of mindset, there are 7 lies that we tell ourselves about learning. When Kwik uses the word lie throughout the book, he means limited ideas entertained. So lie number 1 is intelligence is fixed. The new belief that you want to create is that your intelligence can grow if you believe it can grow, and then you can put in the work to make it grow. Lie number 2, we only use 10% of our brains. New belief, I am learning to use my whole brain in the best way possible. Lie number 3, mistakes are failures. The new belief you want to create is that mistakes are signs that you're trying something new, and they are opportunities to learn. Life isn't about comparing yourself to anyone else. It's about comparing yourself to who you were yesterday. There's no such thing as failure, only a failure to learn. Lie number 4 is that knowledge is power. New belief, knowledge has to be acted on. Knowledge combined with action equals power. Lie number 5, learning new things is very difficult. A new belief that you can create is that when you learn how to learn, the challenge of learning new things can be fun, enjoyable, and easy. Lie number 6, the criticism of other people matters. New belief, it's not other people's job to like, respect, or love you. That's your job and your job alone. Lie number 7, genius is born. The new belief that you want to create is that genius is not born. However, it is made through deep practice.